Hey guys, Steve Olan at the workbench again today. Working on another experiment. If you guys have watched any of my prior videos, you might have seen me make some homemade micarta for knife scales or for handle scales for my knives. Today I'm working on recycling some plastic. This is plastic from milk jugs. This plastic is high density polyethanol. It's indicated by a number 2 on the recycle symbol, and it would typically say HDPE underneath the number 2 in the symbol. This is a red piece from a coffee grind container. Have some white over here from a detergent jug. And I got my trusty Ninja. I'm going to try to blend some of this up in a Ninja and break it into smaller pieces, and then we're going to try to heat it up and melt it down. This is plastic that you're supposed to be able to work with. Once it's melted, it turns to a soft putty type texture, similar to the Kydex that I make knife sheaths out of. And then I'm going to put it into some sort of form and melt it down. Or once it's hot, press it in and try to form a block that I can use to cut into scales and see if I can make some knife handles out of it. Let's see how this works out. This is what I was going for on the blender. You can see I got it blended into little flaky type pieces. Unfortunately, it's not working nearly as good as I thought it might. I guess the blade I have is, I don't know, there's a lot of spaces between the blades in this particular unit that I'm using, and it just is taking forever and mostly spinning the plastic around. So I'm gonna try it again a few more times and see what happens. If not, I'll just try to melt it down in the pieces that I cut by hand. From the pieces that I cut by hand. You guys see the sweat? Excuse the sweat. It's pretty hot in the shop today. Nice and humid day in southern Louisiana. So my experiment is going to be a learning process, which is all experiments are, hopefully, and I'll learn some things going forward. The Ninja idea did not work for me. I watched in the very limited research that I did, I saw a video of an industrial plant that processes recycled jugs and makes fence posts and stuff out of them, and they actually grind the plastic up, and that's where I got the idea from. I did find another YouTuber's video who used a blender, and it seemed to work for him, but it did not seem to work very well for me at all. So I spent about 10 minutes cutting this stuff into a little bit smaller pieces by hand, and like I said, hopefully we'll learn something from this video. That step may not even be necessary. I may be able to melt it down in larger sheets. It's supposed to be very pliable. I wanted to kind of mix the colors in a little bit and get some variation, so I might try to get it melted down and then twist it and bend it or contort it until I get something that looks kind of neat, and then maybe heat it up a little bit again before I put it in a press and try to press it into a block shape or scale shape. We're going to try a little sample of these plastic pieces in the toaster oven here and just see. It's supposed to melt and get pretty pliable in just a few minutes, so I'll try it out. Got a lot more plastic here, but I'm going to try this out and see how it works out. I'm going to set this at 450 and just turn it on and see what happens. I'll come back and see if you can get a look when it's melting. Not sure you can see it, but it's starting to melt in there. It's only been in there less than 2 minutes and it's starting to melt down. So I think I'm gonna leave it 5 or 6 minutes and pull it out and show you what it looks like. So we're recycling HDPE. I think I may have said earlier in the video high density polyethanol. Obviously it's not ethanol, it's ethylene, it's plastic from milk jugs and other containers with the number 2 recycle symbol on the bottom. Got it in the oven now about 3 minutes. It looks like it's melted pretty good. Some of it even looks like it's starting to burn a little bit on the edges, so I'm going to check it and see what we got. parts of it are soft. You can see some of it look like it's starting to burn a little bit. That may be some waste stuff that was still on the plastics that's making that starch look. But it needs some more heat for it to melt all into one piece. So I'm going to stick it back in for a while. So I was able to get this thing to melt a little bit and kind of twist it around and squish it into a ball and then flatten it again a little bit. Still not doing exactly what I expected it to do, but I'm going to heat it up again like it is. It's kind of cooled off a little bit now, and then press it flat in this little mold I made and see how it comes out. So I've been messing with this plastic for a while. This side over here is the original piece that I made, and after I pressed it out, it only filled about 2/3, maybe 3/4 in some areas of this little form that I had, and it was uneven. So I went back and added some plastic, put this back in the pan and put some more pieces of plastic around, and then tried to press it out again. And this is what I came up with. I think some of this dirty looking stuff in here is actually from the black print that was on one of the labels. Not positive. You can see over here, this was a blue barcode on one of the labels, or some print or something. Here's some more print over here. Anyway, so I got a piece of plastic now. It's I don't know, not quite 3/8 of an inch thick, but probably would make some decent handle scales. It's a little rough on the surface, and it's a little uneven. There's a depression right here from where I did it in two different sets of plastic. Learned some stuff doing it, so next time around maybe we'll have a better outcome. Pretty hard stuff. It's still kind of hot, but pretty tough plastic.